Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, karibu sana. So in today's video I want to do a little home makeover. So I want to change my curtain boxes and my curtains because nimekata. So I am getting rods. I got rods from my haul. If you saw it, if you not watched that video, I'll link it up here. So I got the rods from a shop called Unique Curtains from Nakuru, and then the curtains was, and the same place I got the curtains. The curtains were stitched by a lady called Liz, such a lovely lady. I would definitely recommend her. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So these were my curtains before, and they were also on curtain boxes, which I did not like, and they were really tiny, they were really short. I called them my mini skirt curtains.
Baby, it's whatever, all this ever about you long gone, it don't matter. Ride or die, that's been the deal. The light of your back, I disappear. But if you don't play that for me, I'm out of it, I'm out of it. I lick my gun and then I'm done.
We called someone to help us remove the curtain boxes and also to help with the drilling of the curtain rods.
To tell me you're no good, I'm brushing away to you, the weight of you, of my shoulders. Done with my cigarette, and when all the smoke is clear, I'm brushing away to you, the weight of you, the weight of you. Don't need a no man.
The curtain rods comes with wall brackets. It also has screws and plastics, and also it has rings, and it's protected with black rubber so that it doesn't scratch. Initially, this was the position of the curtain rod of my dining area, but I didn't like it, so I called the fundi the next day to come and move the curtain rods to the wall, since the curtains looked a bit skewed to the right. As the curtain rods were being drilled, I went ahead to scrape where the picture rails and the curtain boxes were, and then I went ahead to add filler in the holes where the nails were.
Can I'm better. You had to go back where you came from, now you're bitter. Out of sight, out of mind for real. Yeah, I wouldn't wanna be you for real. But if you don't play that for me, I'm out of it, I'm out of it. I lick my gun.
The paint that we are using for the walls is vinyl silk. It's in brilliant white because that is what is on the other walls as well.
And then I'm done, done, done. I'm out of it, I'm out of it. No man to tell me you're no good. I'm brushing away to you, the weight of you, of my shoulders. Done with my cigarette, and when all the smoke is clear, I'm brushing away to you, the weight of you, the weight of you. Don't need a no man.
At this point, I was so exhausted. The house was in a mess and we could not sleep with it like that because also we didn't have curtains on the windows. So I asked the hubby to continue to do the painting so that I could start the cleanup process. The time came to put the curtains on the curtain rods. They were so high up, they were close to the ceilings. I had to use 2 stools to get to up there.
I got you and your vibes in my mind, I can't get them out. No matter how hard of mine. Yeah, I'm all about keeping it you and I. When you're here, you spark chemical reactions. Your aura strikes like lightning. Got no words, I'm just drowning in attraction. Only one way to describe it. It's electric, can you feel it? You got the only touch that takes me high. It's electric, I'm up.
The next day, the only thing that was done was to paint the fireplace, the top part of it, and also to do some cable management.
In my feelings, got double vision 'cause of you tonight. It's electric.
I changed the curtain boxes for the whole house because they were so bad. So I got rods for the whole house. For the windows, the small windows, I got 2-meter curtain rods, but for my dining room and for my kitchen, I got 3-meter rods, and the price was a little bit different. So the rods, the 2-meter rods, one was going for 900 bob. Initially it was 1000 bob, but since I was buying a lot of things, they reduced it to 900. Then the long curtain rods, they were going for around 1500, but again, since I was buying several things, they reduced the price to 1300 for me. Then these curtains, these gorgeous curtains, was going for 700 a meter. So they are really heavy, and then they're not cut, since they go all the way up to the ceiling and to the floor. So my walls are about 2.8 meters, and the maximum length of the curtains was 275 centimeters, so that's 2.75 meters. So what they removed was around 15 centimeters for the folding and the binding and all that. So if you look down here, it has been folded a little bit, but if I want to make them longer, I can do that. But since I wanted it like easier to clean and all that, so I just wanted them to get to that height so that I can just leave space for the mop. And then up there, the curtains have gone all the way up, not really high, but they're really high for me. So up there, the rods are like 8 inches away from the ceiling. I wanted them like super high, so that's why I even covered the vent, because if I would have put the curtain rods below the vent, it wouldn't have looked so good. So now let's move to the shears. The shears were 300 bob a meter. So I got shears and curtains for only my living room, dining room, and my kitchen. Since I was a bit over budget, I did not get curtains for the bedrooms, but I'll do that end month. So the shears were going for 300 meters, again the same length. They are the heavier type, but they're really flowy. And then they also have like a, if I can get you closer, they also have like a tiny pattern of these two lines. I wanted plain ones, but they did not have it. But when I got this, I think they are perfect. So for this window alone, I got 3-meter curtains. So the 3-meter curtains were divided into two. So this side is 1.5, this side is 1.5, and then the shears was 2 meters. So essentially what you need when you're getting curtains is measure the length of your window, and then for the curtains you're going to need ×2 or ×3 width of curtains if you want them to fold like really well. But for the shears you can go with like ×2 or ×2.5, and that will be good. So this window on my fireplace is the same as the other one. So these are the only windows that I have for my living room. I also painted up here above the TV on this fireplace wall because it was grey and I wanted it white. Even this grey will be moved because I want to have like tiles over here on this entire thing, like a shiny white marble. I think it will look really good. And then down here inside, maybe I can do like a black what is it called, a black subway tile or something like that. I'm still not sure, but when I do, you'll be the first ones to know. So as you can see, there was those picture rails that were around the living room. I removed all of them because I think they were making the living room look like it's an old space, and the job is not perfect, but it got done. So I removed those, then filled in the holes with like filler, and then I painted everything white. And then you get like a tiny clock. I'm not sure what I am going for, but up there there'll be a clock since that wall is kind of empty. So when we moved to this side, this frame was on the picture rail, but since I removed it and I don't want to like drill any holes into the wall, so I've just placed it on the couch. But what will come here is like a round black mirror that will go above the couch, since I want the space to be a bit minimalistic. So on this other side, I still have my baskets. I think they still look cute. So one of you asked where I got them. I got them from a friend who was relocating to a new town. So I bought them from her, but you can also get them from online shops. I think I've seen a link. I'll write a shop where I've seen them, and then you can also go purchase them. But above here, I want to change something else. So essentially the living room theme or the house theme that I want to go for is like gray and white and tiny bits of black with some aspects of gold. So that is what I'm going for. Something modern with a little bit of boho touches, farmhouse. I know it doesn't make sense to you, but once everything is complete, you'll get the full picture. So up here, I want to put like a picture frame, either one landscape picture frame or like 3 tiny ones. But frames are really expensive, and we'll see what we will do with this space. So between my entryway or my dining space and my living room is this empty space. So down here we have Sean's toy chest. It has everything of his, and then we also use it like a seat sometimes for extra guests and all that. Then over here we have like a side table, but I also want to change this because I want to make this space to be like Sean's area. So I'll create like a play area in the living room, but make it in such a way that it integrates with the style of my theme. And then up here maybe I'll get like macrame. I want to make a macrame or I don't know, something like that, something playful. It can even be a woven wall decor piece. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this space, but again, if I do make it, you'll be the first to know. So we also need cable management for like the TV area. So as you can see here, we have like a trunking pipe. So in here we have the extension wire that's coming from the socket up to here, and then from up there going down, we have the, what is it called, the aerial wire. Then both of them go to these pipes, and then here we have like an extension. So when you're sitting on the couch, you can't see like all the wire shabang that is going on. So I think it's really neat and it works for us. Yeah. So since we don't have a smart TV, this is our Chromecast, then this is the plug for our TV, then this is the plug for the speaker, then back here we have like our HDMI cable when we want to connect to the laptop. I also changed the curtain box in the kitchen and the curtains because they were that annoying blue that has like fake fruits and everything. So I got the same curtains. I wanted to have like just plain shears on the window, but since I live on ground floor and there are like neighbors across, so I wanted these curtains for like a bit of privacy. So the total cost of everything was like 22,130. That includes the rods, the curtains, the shears, the stitching, what are they called, the rings, the tape that are on the curtains, everything. So the labor that she charged me was, she charges 100 bob like per meter of curtains, but since I was doing a lot of things, she charged me 70 bob. Then for the rods and for the tape, she charged me 130 per meter. So that is it for my video. I love my curtains, I love my shears. Like my windows look so big right now, the space is super bright. I am in love with it totally. So yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you're inspired to make over your spaces, and even though you live in a rental house, just agree with your landlord or your landlady and talk these things through, because these curtains can be removed by a drill. So even if I am moving, either I can sell them to her or I can move with them to wherever that I am moving to. Let's say I want to build my own house, God willing, I can still use my curtain rods. So that is the end of this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope you're motivated to change. Hey, Kisungu. I hope you're motivated to change your spaces as well. Thank you so much for all the love that you're showing me. We reached 5,000 subscribers. I can't believe it, guys. We are almost there. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, because we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, and it would make me really happy if you guys came on board to help me out. So like this video if you liked it, comment down below what you think about it, or if you're motivated to change your space as well. And thank you so much, guys. Until next time, bye.
Feelings, it's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed in. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know my heartbeat needed skipping out, no I can't keep score when I lose my breath, boy you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deep